Toastmaster. Total edge off. Fellow Toastmasters, our guests, our newest members. Without much consternation, I'm happy to be standing here today to talk to you about two numbers, 1 to 5. There's only 4 digits between them, but yet those 4 digits, depending upon what you're doing, can be horrific. They can be monumental in anything that you do, except accounting, because that's fairly easy to find. So, January of 2011, I decided to get healthier in my life. And I went out and walked my first mile. It was 1. It wasn't hard. It took about 20 minutes. It was hot, kind of. And I did it, and that was fun. And then I did it again, and I did it again. February comes around. After doing this consistently, having my wife look at me and go, "What are you doing? You're out exercising. What is this again?" Being athletic in high school and throughout college, I fell off the wagon. I got married. I got comfortable. It happens to the best of us. I ate poorly, right? I've talked about that with you guys before. So when I went out in February and ran that mile, the whole thing, we're not talking a long ways. This is literally through the meadows. It's not a bad run, very picturesque Florida run. I almost died. It was probably, and then this is in February, when it's not even hot outside. Flash forward to what I call the most masochistic runs in all of Sarasota. And if you know what they are, I'll name them. Or if you don't know what they are, I'll name them. It's the Sarasota Beach Runs, put on by the Minnesota Track Club. So you know what? I'm going to go for the 2 mile. I'm going to go run it at the beach. This should be it. This should be no problem. It's July. It's hot. The surf's pounding up. You don't realize that until you get out there. Well, I didn't do it very quickly, but I did complete it. I didn't walk. I ran it. And when I got home, unfortunately, I wasn't able to walk very well for a day or 2. And my wife questioned my sanity. This is in July. I went back again and did the 5K that they offer out there. Never did the kids run. In fact, I even did the adventure run, where they run you through the woods and the trees and the mud and over picnic tables and up the stairs. And mind you, this was like 20 pounds ago, 15 pounds ago. The 5K about killed me. That was absolute worst thing I'd ever done. Again, after not running and exercising for a long period of time. I did it pretty quick. I was shocked. My friends on the track club, they're like, "What do you mean, you're already done?" Well, nobody was chasing me, but I still got it done. And then comes a good friend of mine who, her level of physical fitness is much higher than mine. She happens to be the employee of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Department. I'm not going to name her name. And she talked me into doing this neat little run out on Casey Key that's 5 miles at the end of October. And it's called Bills. And we went out, trucking along. And I'd done some 5Ks in between. I thought I had it ready. Has anybody else in this room ever ran a 5K? You get to mile 4 and you suddenly realize you hit that envelope. You're either going to go or you're not going to go. Flash forward, I actually finished the 5 mile. And I would be shocked if anyone in this room could guess my time, with the exception maybe Rich, because I think I told him. Anybody want to guess? Anybody? 5 miles.
2 days.
3 weeks. No, I'm kidding. I lived on Casey Key. No, that's thank you, Rick.
50.
44 minutes.
Oh, good boy.
And it was probably one of the most fulfilling things that I've ever done physically. And I've done quite a bit. Talk about those in a different speech. The biggest reward, and this is going to sound really bad, was the 5 hot dogs and about 12 beers that I drank when I was done doing this paperwork run. If anyone knows about Bill's Beer Run, that's the payoff. It's Bill's Beer Run. My point in bringing up this point tonight is that under the course of a year, by just doing it, getting out, getting active, I was able to go from being a couch potato to being not as big of a couch potato. To go from accepting the fact that maybe I could run, and I still run to this day. Did a 5K last week. I'll do Bill's Beer Run at the end of next month. Once you get that bug for being outside and running, I encourage you to continue with it. That is my 1 to 5, Mr. Toastmaster.